we here to become human again and enjoy the things that is not in our reality.
To quote Cole Domingo and Greg Quidar, Sing Sing is a Trojan horse of a movie that unapologetically strikes you with a dose of tenderness, empathy, and humanity that you didn't realize you needed. Sing Sing is an American prison drama based on the true story of the Rehabilitation Through the Arts program, also known as the RTA program at Sing Sing Maximum Security Prison, and is a film that I genuinely believe needs to be experienced firsthand by more people. What I found frustrating and perplexing is why Sing Sing isn't talked about enough, given its relevancy, depth, and universality for the themes that the movie deals with. Exploring questions like why art matters, what does it mean to be rehabilitated, what does healing mean, what community, brotherhood, and connection means, and ultimately, what is the human experience, and what is it that really matters? What ultimately struck a chord for me after watching Sing Sing was the power of self-belief. What happens when the world puts you into a box or confines you to a label? And in turn, what then happens when you feel emboldened and empowered to defy these labels? Through this lens, I want to particularly explore how the film takes audiences on a must-see exploration on how the power of self-belief has this transformative ability to heal, connect, enrich, and strengthen the lives of individuals and communities. One of the incredible things about Sing Sing is its inclusivity to involve the real people who were part of the program. So the RTA program helps people in prison develop critical life skills through an approach based on human dignity and empowerment rather than punishment. The success of the program is undeniable. Nationwide in the United States, over 60% of people return to prison within 3 years of their release. In comparison, less than 3% of RTA members return to prison, breaking the cycle of incarceration by teaching members of this program critical life skills that enables them to thrive in their communities and professionally after incarceration. The beauty of this impact is also embodied through the real people involved in the program and who were also involved in the creation, development, and on-screen representation of the story. One of those actors is Clarence Macklin, starring in the film as Divine Eye. When approached by the director for the project, Clarence's thoughtfulness and purpose for the story that he wanted to be involved in was something that I found both incredibly admirable and also clearly translated through the end product of the film.
In sitting down and conversating with them and figuring out what their worldview was and how do you see the world, this has just come through conversation. It has nothing to do with the script, it has nothing to do with the project you put on the table. We need to know who you are and exactly what you want. You probably look at us like a tax write-off, or maybe you want to get yourself a good night's sleep for helping some poor prisoners out, and that's not what we're about. We want to just be included as human beings involved in any type of project that advances the human nature and the human spirit. That's what we're about.
He made it clear that he didn't want, to quote him, a pity party project that was sympathetic towards the members of the RTA program. He wanted a project that involved them as human beings, a project that advances the human spirit. What's incredible about the filmmaking of Sing Sing is how intimate and involved the camera work was, folding audiences into the lives of our main characters. One of the ways this is done is through the cinematography and the use of super 16mm film and super speed lenses that created this shallow depth of field, drawing our focus to the characters of Sing Sing when they're on screen. This was consistent when we followed Divine Eye in one of the most poignant scenes, also known as Taking the Stage.
I own this fucking theater.
This is my fucking theater.
I own this bitch.
I own all this shit.
That's it. Yeah. Now give him some love. Give him some love. All right. That's it. All right. Now, what's your emotional state?
In this scene, the character was given permission to embrace emotions more complex than anger, and to believe he had a voice that demanded to be heard on stage. Going back to the power of belief and being given a platform to challenge the labels placed on us by society, this video of Clarence perfectly highlights how the RTA program uses art to highlight how people can be given the choice to defy or abide by those labels.
Like when I did the play Oedipus. Oedipus was a guy who a prophecy was made of him that he would do a certain thing. And in order to avoid this prophecy, he ran away and ran right into what he was running from. It was about standing up to whatever they say of you that you're going to be, standing up and proving wrong. So this is just one of the plays that showed me that my fate wasn't sealed. Like, I didn't have to be a gangster for the rest of my life. I didn't have to be a thug or a stick-up kid for the rest of my life. I had options. I could choose something else.
Honestly, Clarence deserves so much more recognition in my opinion, not just for his role in Sing Sing, but for his incredible story of resilience and highlighting that powerful transformative proof of what happens when we allow ourselves to believe that we can choose to be more and to raise the expectations that we place on ourselves. Now, the film is grounded really by the friendship between Divine I and John Divine G. Whitefield, played by Coleman Domingo. The real John Divine G. Whitefield is also featured as a cameo in the film as a fun little piece of trivia. And in the film, it's so great to see Divine G's involvement because essentially he was a founding member of the theater program, and since his release from Sing Sing, he has become a novelist, screenwriter, playwright, director, producer, and youth counselor in New York. As an executive producer, John states, "I hope this movie inspires audiences to come to realize that all human beings have the potential to become better human beings when given a fair chance, proper resources, and a helping hand." And I really feel that the movie's story and why it's stuck with me so much is propelled by this purpose, taking us through the end-to-end journey of creating the play, breaking the mummy's code, and taking audiences on a journey to mimic that process that those members felt from needing to recruit members, collaborate and brainstorm on projects, audition and apply for certain parts, encouraging ideation and creativity during those rehearsals, and also driving that confidence and the skill of public speaking and driving accountability to not let the team down and to see the project to its complete fruition. Coleman's experience in needing to tap into the character of the film also encapsulate what the program does for its members. So Coleman states when he found the theater, he clung to it because it helped him to express himself and to find his place in the world. His performance is not one to miss, and who I genuinely believe is so deserving of the Oscar this year, and I really do hope he wins, alongside hoping that Clarence Macklin gets more recognition as Best Supporting Actor. Now, because I really don't want to spoil the majority of this movie, I really want to focus on the impact that this film had on my personal experience, and to also focus on what the stories are, the real people involved in this program, just to highlight what a unique and impactful story this is and why more people should take the time to watch Sing Sing. And to learn more about different members who participated in the film, there was an individual named Sean Dino Johnson. And he states, "The RTA is a journey to oneself, breaking mental barriers that we often place on ourselves. Through this program, I found freedom behind the wall. By supporting RTA, you're not only investing in their future, but also in the future of your community. Now, if you're watching this video, I strongly encourage you to not only watch the film, but to also take time checking out the RTA program's website and learning more about these incredible true stories, and even if you have the capacity to donate to the program. To reiterate again, this film does a phenomenal job in taking audiences on a journey to mimic the process, vulnerability, and connection that the program inspired for its members, and likening itself to the same sort of structure, feeling, and process that these members underwent to develop those projects, those plays within the prison. Now, when reflecting on what it means to be a human film, this ultimately, to me, comes down to the representation of the human experience. Sing Sing anchors itself through an unlikely friendship formed between Divine I and Divine G to explore the spectrum of human emotions from triumph to tragedy and the power of belief. The film showcases not just the power of our own self-belief, but the transformative power of planting yourself in an environment where someone believes in you. Someone believes that you can do more than what you ever thought possible for yourself. From there, the possibilities felt boundless on the type of healing that could happen when we bridge connections and revolutionize the expectations we place on ourselves. Thank you so much for listening. I strongly recommend taking the time to watch Sing Sing. I don't think it has enough attention that's being paid to the film. So I hope this video gives some insight on the sort of impact that it's had on me, and hopefully it has the same sort of profound impact for you.